Most people do not lose their power all at once. They give it away, slowly, quietly, one conversation at a time. One confession at a time, one moment of oversharing with the wrong person at the wrong time, and something shifts, something that cannot be taken back. Carl Jung understood something about human beings that most of us spend an entire lifetime learning the hard way. Not everything inside you is meant to be spoken. Not every truth you carry belongs in someone else's hands. And the moment you hand people access to the deepest parts of yourself, your fears, your dreams, your wounds, your plans, you give them something far more dangerous than information. You give them influence. This is not about being cold. This is not about becoming closed or building walls so high that no one can reach you. This is about something far more precise. It is about the sacred, almost forgotten art of knowing what to protect and why. So here are the 7 things Jung's psychology warns you never to reveal. Not to friends, not to family, not to anyone who has not earned the right to hold them. The first is your deepest wounds. There's a moment in every painful relationship when someone asks you to open up, to be vulnerable, to share the thing that broke you, and something inside you wants to, because pain is heavy, and sharing it feels like relief. But Jung knew something about wounds that most therapists today are still learning. A wound shared with the wrong person does not heal. It becomes a weapon. The same story you told in trust, in darkness, in a moment of raw humanity. That story can be used to define you, diminish you, or manipulate you the moment the relationship turns. Your wounds are sacred. They are the map of everything you have survived. Guard them with the same ferocity with which you survived them. The second is your next move. There is something almost magnetic about excitement. When you are about to do something bold, start a business, leave a relationship, make a life-changing decision, the energy inside you wants to burst out. You want to tell someone. You want to be seen in the moment before the leap. But Jung understood the psychology of the unconscious crowd, and here's what it tells us. Most people are not cheering for your next chapter. They are comfortable with your current one. The moment you announce your plans, you invite doubt, jealousy, unsolicited opinion, and the quiet but devastating energy of people who do not believe you can do it. Silence your plans. Let your results speak. Announce the arrival, never the departure. The third is your financial reality. Money is never just money. It is power. It is freedom. It is the thing people project their deepest insecurities onto. Tell someone you are struggling financially and watch how quickly their respect quietly shifts. Tell someone you are doing exceptionally well and watch something else shift, something colder, something that looks like admiration but moves like envy. Jung observed that the shadow, that hidden, unexamined part of every human being, activates most violently around 2 things, sex and money. When you reveal your financial reality to the wrong person, you do not get empathy. You get either pity or resentment. Neither serves you. Keep your numbers private. Your financial life is nobody's chapter but your own. The fourth is your spiritual beliefs. This one is subtle, and it is one of the most dangerous things to expose carelessly. Jung spent decades studying the human soul. Not the religious version, not the institutional version, but the raw, lived personal experience of something greater than the rational mind. And what he found is that the moment you share your inner spiritual world with someone who is not ready to receive it, something sacred gets contaminated. They laugh, they dismiss, they reduce the most transcendent experience of your life to something strange or naive. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to doubt your own inner knowing. Protect your beliefs not because they are fragile, but because they are yours. Not everything holy needs to be explained to people who do not speak that language. The fifth is your personal relationships and their problems. Every relationship has a shadow. Every marriage, every friendship, every partnership carries things that are only meant to exist between the 2 people inside it. The moment you start narrating your relationship's private struggles to outside ears, even well-meaning ones, you do something irreversible. You create a third perspective. One that was never invited, one that carries its own biases, its own projections, its own shadow, and that third perspective never fully leaves. People remember what you told them in your worst moment about someone you love. Even after you forgive, even after it passes, they carry the version of that person you handed them in a moment of frustration. Keep the interior of your relationships interior. What happens between 2 people belongs to those 2 people. The sixth is your acts of generosity. Jung understood the ego in a way that is almost uncomfortable to look at directly, and one of the ego's most seductive traps is this: the need to be seen doing good, the need for the generosity to be witnessed, for the sacrifice to be acknowledged. But here's the dark truth about announcing your kindness. The moment you speak it, it changes. What began as a pure act of giving becomes, in some quiet way, a transaction. You gave, and now you want something back, even if only recognition, even if only a nod. And when that recognition does not come in the way you expected, the kindness curdles into resentment. Do your good in silence, not because humility is a virtue to perform, but because the most powerful acts of generosity are the ones that ask for nothing. nothing, not even to be seen. The 7, and this is the one most people never see coming, is your growth. When you begin to change, truly change, from the inside out, something happens in the people around you that nobody warns you about. They resist it, not always consciously, not always with cruelty, but they resist it because your transformation is, whether they know it or not, a mirror, and mirrors are uncomfortable when you have not done your own work. Jung called this the threat of individuation, the process of becoming your most fully realized self. It is the most important journey a human being can undertake, and it is also the most quietly dangerous to announce. Tell people you are changing, and they will try, consciously or not, to keep you in the box they built for you. They will remind you of who you used to be. They will call your growth a phase. They will be more comfortable with your limitations than your expansion. So grow in silence. Become in silence. Let them notice when the transformation is already complete and cannot be undone. Now step back and see all 7 of these together. Your wounds, your plans, your finances, your spiritual life, your relationships, your generosity, your growth. These are not just private details. These are the architecture of who you are. These are the load-bearing walls of your inner world. And every time you expose them carelessly to the wrong person, at the wrong time, in the wrong moment of loneliness or excitement or need, you weaken something structural inside yourself. Jung believed that the most dangerous thing a human being could do was to live entirely on the outside, to have no inner sanctuary, no private world that belonged only to them, because a person with no inner life has no true self. They are only what others see. They are only what others define. And a person who can be fully seen, fully known, fully mapped by those around them, that person can be fully controlled. Privacy is not secrecy. Let that distinction land. Secrecy is hiding something out of fear or shame. Privacy is protecting something out of wisdom and self-respect. The world will tell you that openness is always a virtue, that vulnerability is always strength, and sometimes it is. But Jung would remind you that there is a difference between chosen vulnerability with a trusted few and compulsive oversharing with anyone who seems willing to listen. Not everyone who asks how you are actually wants to know. Not everyone who offers a listening ear has clean hands. Not everyone who seems safe in the moment will be safe with what you give them later. The most powerful people in history were not the ones who spoke the most. They were the ones who knew when to be silent. They were the ones who understood that mystery is not weakness, it is armor. That depth is not loneliness, it is sovereignty. You are not obligated to be understood by everyone. You are not obligated to be known by everyone. You are not obligated to hand every person who wanders into your life a key to the rooms that matter most. Some rooms are yours. Keep them. Guard your inner world with the same intensity you would guard anything worth protecting. Because here is the final truth, the one Jung carried through every shadow, every archetype, every dark corridor of the human psyche he ever explored. The most sacred thing you will ever own is not a relationship, not an achievement, not a possession. It is the self you have built in the silence, the self no one else has shaped, the self no one else can take. Protect it like your life depends on it, because in every way that matters, it does.